But now it's back to the track with the women's 60 metres hurdles, the first of 4 heats, and the qualification protocol is first 3, followed by 4 non-automatic qualifiers. Well, we've got the 2-time former champion, Nadine Visser, won in 2019 and then in 2021. And I'm sure she's going to get big roars when she's introduced to the crowd. But this is the 3-time Finnish indoor champion, Lotta Harala. Anna Plotetsina, over the years we've seen a lot of the Ukrainian, 12 times national champion in a variety of events. The Estonian record holder at 8:07, Diana Suman. Anna Toth, well, she's improved this year to 7:95. In lane 6, Elisa Maria Lazzaro, 3 times national Italian champion. Sasha Alessandri, former European under-20 champion. And there you can hear the roars for Nadine Visser. Well, she's getting close back to her best. And this is 18 years of age, world under-20 silver medalist from last year in Lima, the Croatian Mia Vilt. Just 3 to go through automatically. Visser the fastest in the field at 7:82 this year, 7:77 personal best. So as they settle into the blocks from the inside, it's Harala of Finland, Plotetsina of Ukraine, Suman Estonia, Toth of Hungary, Di Lazzaro of Italy, Alessandri France, Visser the Netherlands, and Vilt of Croatia. Well, he kept them standing for a long time, but now they're away. And now Visser, she took her 2 or 3 hurdles to get into her stride, but she came through so strongly over the final 2 barriers. And Visser takes her very, very convincing win there. 7:89, the clock stops at. And that is a real crowd pleaser. Lotta Harala coming through, equaling her personal best in second place at 8 seconds exactly.
Yeah, I didn't think it was the best of starts from Visser, but she was very strong through the second half of the race. She didn't panic, second to left there. Certainly a great start from Alessandrini of France, their third from left. But Visser here, when she turns it on, really accelerates between those barriers, gets that lead leg down so fast off each barrier. Bang, look at it, get it down, slap it down and start driving for the next stride. Very, very competent indeed. She's a big, powerful athlete, and that was very, very competent indeed, Phil. As you say, 7:89, comfortable enough.
That's a very good time for these first round heats. We've got the semi-finals tomorrow morning and the final in the evening. There's the full list of the qualifiers. Di Lazzaro getting through as the 3rd automatic qualifier. Same time as Toth in 4th, but Toth will have to wait and see whether 8:05 is good enough to see her through.
And we'll bring you now the second heat of the women's 60-metre hurdles. There's the lineup. Schneider of Germany, Jaranova of Czechia, Kambunji of Switzerland. She is the one of the outstanding favourites here. Glonaric of Slovenia. Bommer goes there in lane 5 for Denmark. And then the Finn Keskitalo, Andersson of Norway, and Majewska of Poland. There is Rosina Schneider, 20 years old. Second in the German Championships in Dortmund 2 weeks ago. 8th ranked in Europe this winter. Good athlete. Helena Jaranova went out in the heats of the European Championships last summer, but she's Czech champion this winter. Ditaj Kambunji, the European number 2, world number 6. Set a national record in Torun 3 weeks ago. 7:80. There's Glonaric, 4 times the Slovenian indoor champion. She's in 4. Then the Dane, Ida Peter Bommer, 6 times the Danish champion. Her dad was a former decathlete. There's Keskitalo, Sara Keskitalo, the Finnish indoor champion this winter. 3 times third in the national championships in Skurtane. Andersson, Lovisa Skarbovik Andersson of Norway. Good personal best, but slowest in the race on recent form. And Marika Majewska, bronze medalist in the European under-20s 3 years back and semi-finalist in the European Championships last summer. Ditaj Kambunji, well, of course, comes from a famous family of great sprinters. Her mother is Swiss and her father Congolese. Former Swiss Athlete of the Year, speaks French, English and German. Probably a couple of others. Born in Bern is Dam Kambunji, and she is by some margin. The quickest here at 7.80. Silver medalist at the European Championships last summer in Rome. So that lineup from the far side, Schneider of Germany, second in their championships and a good athlete. She should get through here okay. First three, remember, go through by right with 4 non-automatic qualifiers. Iranova, Kambunji in 3. Well, away they go. Really good start there from Rich, but here comes Kambunji easing away from the rest and not so far ahead of Schneider on the far side. That's a great run from the German. The European Under-20 champion a couple of years back, Schneider, but Kambunji wins that one. And the unofficial winning time, I'm waiting for that to be confirmed. 7.92 from Kambunji. Well, she has run 7.80, so she had to be in good form there. It's only about a metre slower than her lifetime best. Schneider, 8 seconds exactly. In fact, 7.97. The German, I thought she'd run well. She was 1/10, 1/100th of a second off her lifetime best. The German on the far side, Phil.
Yes, terrific run there from Kambunji, but as you rightly say, an excellent effort from Rosina Schneider, the European Under-20 champion. Really crisp hurdling from the German. I mean, we've talked a lot about Kambunji at outdoor events, and she took silver in Rome last year. She's also very quick between the barriers, which you have to be at indoor hurdling. Rosina Schneider, well, the camera's on her, and she's very happy indeed. That was a good run from Rosina Schneider, and Bomber getting through as the third automatic qualifier.
I can tell you that third, fourth and fifth in the first heat all ran 8.05. It was incredibly tight. In fact, between fourth and fifth, only 1,000th of a second in that first heat. So at the moment, the first 5 from the first heat go through as either as automatic or as non-automatic qualifiers.
So the third heat of the women's 60 metres hurdles. We've seen 2 terrific heats so far. Won by the favourites, Ditaje Kambunji. And in the first heat, it was Nadine Visser. Here, perhaps the favourite in lane 1, Pia Skrahowska. 7.87 so far this year. Keep an eye as well for Marlene Mayer, improving quickly, and the Germans have got some good hurdlers. They've always had good hurdlers, really. I mean, you only need to turn back the clock a couple of years to think about Cindy Rollader winning these European Indoor Championships. But Mayer in there as well, battling for those 3 automatic spots. So the full lineup. In lane 1, Pia Skrahowska, European champion outdoors back in 2022. Victoria Foster of Slovakia, and she's quick on the flat as well, 7.26 performer. Selina von Jakowski of Switzerland. Took a medal at the World University Games 4x100 metres a few years ago. Saw Anja Lukic there, the national record holder of Serbia. Beatrice Juskovic-Kute of Lithuania. And the woman I mentioned as we saw the lineup, Marlene Mayer, has improved this year, just a few weeks ago, to 7.92. On her outside, Vlada Kamasi and then Krita Verlin of Estonia. Skrahowska looking very concentrated. Took a bronze in the World Indoor Championships last year in Glasgow. As they settle into the blocks, Skrahowska, Forster, Vanyakovsky, Lukic, Juskovaite, Mayer, Kamasi and Verlin. And the pole is away quickly. Also on her outside, Forster starting extremely well. But now Skrahowska into her running, and she's effortlessly qualifying. 7.91. That compares very favourably with Visser and Kambunji's winning times. I think it's been rounded down a little bit. 7.88. Well, there's going to be a photo for second and third place for the automatic qualifying spots, but no doubt at all who took the win there.
Phil, that's lightning quick. That's the fastest of the evening. Visa won in 7:89. That's a 7:88. Kambunji won the second heat, 7:92. That was brilliant. And I'll tell you what, it was evidenced by the big gap between herself and the rest. So Skrzydłowska in fabulous form. I remember she lifted that European title. It was a bit of a shock in Munich 3 years ago. There she is on the far side right of picture, really, really strong, and she just pours it on through the second half. The last three flights were brilliant, and it's her speed between the barriers. She's quick over the barriers, but her speed between the barriers is supreme, and it really showed in the comparison with the Slovakian Forster in the lane beside her. And she looks relaxed too. I think there's a bit more in the tank.
Without a doubt, but a shout out for Kamasi, who's in the photo for second place. That could well be close to a personal best. Indeed, it is a personal best for Kamasi. She shaves 200ths off her best, which had stood at 8 seconds exactly. Meyer taking third place. Decent run from the German as well, getting through as an automatic qualifier. And as Tim said, Pia Skrzydłowska, the fastest of the three heat winners so far. One more to come. Some good times there. Two women in that heat under 8 seconds.
There's the lineup for this fourth and final heat of the women's 60-metre hurdles. And Letizia Baptiste starts here as a strong favourite. In lane 4, she is the European number 1 this winter. Indeed, she is world number 4. French champion in the Miramas just a couple of weeks ago in 7:78. And that is a time that nobody else in Europe has run this winter. She is very, very strong indeed. But it is quite an even heat. There's a lot of good quality in this race. Let's have a look at them. Rita Hurska, the defending champion from Finland, took gold 2 years ago. In Istanbul, of course. There is Sielska, Alicia Sielska, the 21-year-old from Krakow. Will be nervous here, but she's just seen her teammate go so well in that third heat, Skrzydłowska. There's Pesiridou of Greece, 8:04 this winter. That's a lifetime best. There is Baptiste. Baptiste, the fastest, as I say, in Europe. 4 times the French champion. Looks fired up for this one, too. The French so strong in the hurdles. Karin Stramets of Austria, 8:09 this winter, but she has run 8 seconds dead. And listen to that roar for lane 6, Maika Ginalim of the Netherlands. 8:09 this winter, right on the cusp. It'll be fabulous if she can qualify here in the top 3. Sarah Lavin, so consistent for the Irish. 7:90 last year in Glasgow, 7:97 this winter. The Irish athlete goes in 7. And Luka Kozak for Hungary, the silver medalist at those European Championships in Munich 3 years ago. Behind Skrzydłowska goes in lane 8, the Hungarian. But there is Baptiste. Now, the standard has been set by Skrzydłowska. It's all about what you do in the next couple of races. The semi-finals are at 1:45 tomorrow, and then the final at 9:43 tomorrow night. It's one of the last races on the programme on day 2. Hurska in 1, Sielska 2, Pesiridou 3, Baptiste, the favourite from France, in 4, Stramets 5, Ginalim of the Netherlands in 6, Lavin Island 7, the Hungarian Kozak in lane 8. Oh, and I'll tell you what, I was watching her and I think that was Baptiste. Oh, no. I hope I'm wrong, but the cameras go straight to her, and I don't think it was close. Colin Jackson used to say, go on the B of bang, not before. This would be horrific for the French squad. So, what's 4th from right? There. Now, was there movement from Pesiridou, 3rd from right? I think maybe Pesiridou twitched and set her off. What do you think, Hannah?
I think Baptiste moved, then the Greek athlete, then Baptiste moved again. The graphic on the screen, neither of them were under the limit, the allowed limit. But I wonder if they could just sort of blame each other, blame some noise. There was a lot going on there. And without the kind of reaction time underneath that 0.1, I wonder if we'll see a warning.
Well, I think they might well be warned, but they're not going to get disqualified. It's probably going to be a yellow card, and both Pesiridou and Baptiste are probably going to, as we can see on the screen there, no, they've both been given a second chance, but there was obviously movement in the blocks there.
In theory, though, why was a full start called if they're well outside the, well legal, so to speak?
I think it was because, obviously, you know, they were probably affecting the other runners as well, not just the two of them.
So here we go then, for the second time of asking. No disqualifications, a faulty start there in this fourth and final heat of the women's 60 metres. Herska of Finland in 1, Sielska Poland 2, Priscilla de Greece 3. Baptiste, the French favourite, goes in lane 4. The European number 1, watch her in 4. Good this time. Baptiste sat in the blocks a little bit just to make it safe, but she's going very well at the moment. So is Stramets of Austria. Baptiste, oh my word, Levin taking it on the near side. Brilliant from Levin off the final barrier. Boy, did she charge through those final few metres. Baptiste had her own little battle with the Austrian vest of Stramets to her right. But Sarah Levin, I think, has taken that one 7.93, a season's best by the Irish athlete. It's only 3 100s, that's her lifetime best. Brilliant stuff from Sarah Levin. She's been so consistent these recent seasons. She's a real little power pack, is the Irish 30-year-old, and using all her experience there regularly in the top 8 at the World Indoor Championships.
Well, also very quickly away was Herska on the inside in lane 1, the defending champion, even though she starts slipping back in the latter parts of the race as Levin comes through. What a terrific finale over the last 2 barriers from Levin. But looking at those unofficial times, I think 4th and 5th do go through as non-automatic qualifiers. There we see Levin, Bats and Stramets there, confirmed as going through to the semi-finals tomorrow morning. Bate just taking it very, very cautiously after the scare, shall we say, of the first start.
Well, that was the quickest race, Phil. The first 3 under 8 seconds, and Herska will go through. You're right, a brilliant run from the defending champion, 8.03, to equal her season's best in 4th. And Kozak will go through as well with 8.04 in 5th place. And that means that from those runners who ran 8.05 in the first heat, the thousandths of a second do matter. And I think if we've got 1, 2 fastest losers or non-automatic qualifiers from that final heat, Herska and Kozak, and then it's 4th place in the first heat, Tot of Hungary. Well, there is that result confirmed, or rather the semi-finalists. And Krzyzowska, yeah, she was the cream of the crop, Phil, but it was pretty tight.
Well, in the end, it was a superb run from Nadine Visser, getting back to her top form. There you can see the non-automatic qualifiers, including Toth and Alessandre, 4th and 5th from that first heat. They were joined by Herska, the defending champion. Hasn't broken 8 seconds this year, but rounding into form nicely at the moment.
There's the lineup for the first semi-final of the women's 60-metre hurdles. Let's have a look at the 8 competitors. Luka Kozak, the 28-year-old, just eased under 8 seconds this winter, close to her lifetime best. She goes in 1, the silver medalist back in 2022 in Zurich. Stramets of Austria goes in 2. There's Rosina Schneider of Germany, big cheer for the 20-year-old in lane 3. Piers Krzyzowska, the European champion in Munich back in 2022. She's still only 23, goodness me. The pole goes in 4. There's Sarah Levin. Looked fabulous in qualifying last night in the first round races. The final of this event is this evening. 30 years old Levin, the Irish, in lane 5. Lotta Harala goes in lane 6. 3 times their national indoor champion. 8 seconds exactly, equaling her personal best this winter. Elisa Maria de Lazzaro goes in lane 7, 8.05 this winter, and then completing the lineup very quickly, shooting across this field, Sasha Alessandrini of France, nearest the camera. Qualifying, well, the first 3 go through by right with 2 non-automatic qualifiers from the 2 semis. Krzyzowska looked absolutely fabulous last night, winning her heat very comfortably indeed. Visser and Kambunji, the silver and bronze medalists from Istanbul 2 years ago, go in the second semi. Skrzowska in 4, 4th from right. Levin in 5, 4th from left in the centre lanes. Great start there from Levin. Really quick running from these two. Skrzowska slightly in the lead and building on that lead. She's looking supreme. Wins it by a metre and going away. Skrzowska winning from Levin, I think 7.84 that winning time. That's a season's best for her if it's confirmed. Wow, she's on a roll. Looked brilliant last night. Looked brilliant right then. And into the final she goes. That final coming up tonight. It's the penultimate event of the evening at 9:43 local time, just before the men's 60 hurdles final. And Levin makes it through as well. Remember, the first three by right, Skrzyzowska, Levin and Kozak, are in the final.
Just perfection from Pia Strzykowska. She trains with Nadine Visser. I know Sarah Levin kind of guests in their group. She goes and drops in. And I've been looking at Pia Strzykowska and Nadine Visser, and I think there's just more coming every race they do. A lot of athletes in the indoor season, they come out fantastically well, and sometimes they maintain, sometimes they tail off. But Strzykowska, for me, she's got better with every race. And suffered a really bad hamstring strain, I think last season or 2023. Wonderful win in Munich, and then it's taken her a little bit of time to get back to that form. She did show glimmers of that last season, but every race for Strzykowska is better and better. Sarah Lavin, again, on the circuit, she always makes a final. She's really disciplined, the Irish woman, and she's done it again here tonight, got herself in another major final, so hats off to her. A great finish from Kozak to get the third place ahead of Hrala.
Well, Skrzyzowska wins then, a season's best 7:84. Her mum's was an Olympic long jumper, the Warsaw athlete, and she's got the right genes. And she's also a lovely, lovely lady. Had the pleasure of interviewing her last year for one of her sponsors. And she is so easy to chat to, as with all the Poles, perfect English. She eases through to the final ahead of Lavin, Sarah Levin and Luka Kozak of Hungary, who go through by right. Hrala, 7:97, a personal best. Brilliant from the Finn in fourth place. She'll have to wait and see if she can go through. As will Rosina Schneider of Germany in fifth with 8:01.
Second semi-final for the women's 60 hurdles. Features all three medalists from Istanbul. Rita Herska was the winner that day from Nadine Visser and Detaji Kumbunji. So they go head-to-head again here. Herska from Finland takes lane one. Has got the gold bib on as defending champion, but she's not actually gone under 8 seconds so far this year, Herska. Marlene Meyer, I say a happy birthday to the German. It's her birthday today. 7:92 personal best set this year. Nadine Visser said in the mix zone yesterday she thinks she'll have to break her own national record if she wants to win here. That stands at 7:77. She won in Torun in 2021 and in 2019 in silver, as we mentioned, in Istanbul. Detaji Kumbunji won her heat yesterday, looking very smooth. Her sister, of course, goes in the 60 metres in the next couple of days as well. Letitia Bapte had a bit of a weird start to the competition yesterday. It was a recalled, and then they were all given a green card, but the fastest woman in Europe this year didn't look comfortable yesterday. Giada Kamasi of Italy goes in lane 6, sub-8 first time yesterday to make this semi-final. Bita Bommer of Denmark takes lane 7, and Anna Toth, final athlete, in lane 8. Bronze medals at the 2 World Junior Championships and the European Under-23s. So Letitia Bapte, there was that sort of faulty green card start, and the French woman, she didn't look great yesterday. She's got that heavy strapping on her leg. It's hard to tell whether her looking uncomfortable was due to the strapping or that confusing start. But Bapte leading the way for the French women here. No Serena Samba Mayela, the world indoor champion at these games here in Apeldoorn. Frenchmen very well represented. They'll be coming up just after these semi-finals. But Letitia Bapte, the European lead against the full podium from the last edition of the European Indoor Championships. 2 or 3 automatic spots up for grabs, and then 2 time qualifiers. Good start from Rita Herska of Finland on the inside. Detaji Kumbunji going well in the middle. Nadine Visser has been great in the second half of her races, but not good enough today. Detaji Kumbunji first across the line, 7:82 faster than Pia Strzykowska. Visser looked like she relaxed over the first couple of hurdles yesterday and then opened up. And the Dutch woman, she couldn't get the win here today. That will affect her lane draw, but Detaji Kumbunji, another good performance for the Swiss team. Audrey Verreau looked great this morning. Simon Ehammer, of course, going brilliantly in that heptathlon. Great from Rita Herska. What a moment to bring her first sub-8 clocking of the season. She looks absolutely delighted. Wow. So those 3 medalists all through. Letitia Bapte, I lost track of her through that race. She's way down the field.
Well, Hannah, Kambundji there, delivering in front of the home crowd for Visser and beating her by 3/100ths of a second. Brilliant start from the Swiss in the red there in lane 4. Visser trying to come back at her, and she was catching, but she didn't get there. But Kambundji, Visser, Herska go through to the final. They are the 3 medalists from 2 years ago. And just looking at the place times, in fact, it'll be the 4th placer in each of the heats. So great seeding. Who will go through as the non-automatic qualifiers. Marlene Meyer on her birthday, getting through to the final with 7.97 from 4th in that one. And Harala with a personal best for Finland, getting through with a 7.97 from the first heat in 4th place. So a couple of Finns in the final.
That's great, and you can see the celebrations going on for Harala here. Schneider, I'm not sure whether she thinks she is has made the cut-off or not. She looked a bit confused there, but and Letitia Bapte, she's limping now as she tries to leave the track. It was her lead leg is so heavily strapped. You can see the Frenchwoman just at the top of these very steep stairs here. Really, really in a lot of discomfort there. It's such a shame for Bapte coming in as a European lead. And she must have picked up something in the last couple of weeks, but watch out for her outdoors.
Watch out for Visser come the final. Is home advantage worth a few centimetres tonight? We'll find out.
I think it could be. There is the final that we'll see later on this evening. 3 seasons best. Importantly, Rita Herska, for me, that's a very significant seasons best for the defending champion. But Taji Kambundji looks smooth, as did Strzelecka. Yes, she's slower, but she won that first semi-final by some margin.
Sets it up beautifully, doesn't it? All 3 medalists through from 2 years ago. Visser amongst them. Can she improve from silver in Istanbul to gold? And Schneider bouncing around. I don't know why. She didn't make it. I think she decided for a teammate, Meyer, who got through in 4th place in that second semi-final. So they've got how long until those finals tonight? Their final tonight is at... just checking, it's the penultimate race. 9:43, so they've got a few hours, 7 hours.
So there's the start list for the penultimate event on this second evening at these European Athletics Indoor Championships. The women's 60 metres hurdles. Well, we've got the reigning champion in there, Rita Herska, and we've got the 2-time former champion, Nadine Visser. She's going to get a lot of cheers when she comes out to be presented to this crowd. Into the bargain as well, we've got 2 women who I think are going to be very strong contenders for medals. Pia Skrachowska of Poland, she's going in lane 4, and Itaji Kambundji, the Swiss woman, in lane 5. The lights are going down. The excitement is going up. And the music, well, the decibels are reaching a crescendo here. There's that big screen that we've been talking about. It's not directly overhead. That's a bit of an optical illusion. It's actually almost over the home straight. The back straight, I should say. So Lotta Harala, 3 times national indoor champion, including 2025, the Finnish woman in lane 8. Luisa Kosak, she'll be going in lane 2. She was a European Championship silver medalist in the 100 metres hurdles in 2022. Marlene Meyer has improved this year to 7.92. She's the reigning German indoor champion. Sarah Levin, twice a finalist at the World Indoor Championships, the Irish woman, and looked really good in her semi-finals. The defending champion in lane 7, Rita Herska, making it 2 Finns in this final. Pia Skrachowska, European champion outdoors in 2022. She's in one of the central lanes, lane 4, after a superb semi-final win. Itaji Kambundji will be alongside her in lane 5. European Championship silver medalist in Rome last year. And then the biggest cheers of all of them go to Nadine Visser. 2019 60 metres hurdle champion, and she repeated that in 2021. Can she make it a hat trick? She's running really well in her semi-finals as well. It's a personal best of 7:77, so she is the quickest woman on career times in this final. The dramatic music sounds. Marlene Mayer, 23 years of age, competes for the famed Bayer Leverkusen club. Luka Koshak of Hungary, Debrecen's student, Nadine Visser, now 30 years of age, but still flying. Pia Skrzydłowska, the Pole. Ditaji Kambundje, well, we're going to be seeing her sister Majinga in action as well over the course of these championships. Sarah Lavin gradually closing down on Derval O'Rourke's venerable Irish record, and then on their outside, the two Finns, Rita Hurska and Lotta Harala. From the inside, Mayer, Koshak, Visser, Skrzydłowska, Kambundje, Lavin, Hurska and Harala. Oh, the starter has just called them to stand up. Now just adds a little bit more to the tension.
It's an unusual little episode, that, Phil, but you're right. Yeah, it cranks it up another notch.
Called forward for the second time. Visser, Skrzydłowska and Kambundje all looking very impressive in the semi-finals. Kambundje away very quickly. So too Skrzydłowska. Oh, there's a faller on the outside of Harala. But it's now Kambundje pulling away, just edging out Nadine Visser. Skrzydłowska looks as though she got the third place there. 7:66. That looks like, if it's confirmed, it's a European record, shaving 2/10 of a very long-standing record held by Susanna Kalor for almost 20 years. 7:67. It's a European record, it's a championship record, and it's a gold medal for Switzerland.
Wow. A European record. That 7:66 by Kalur was the world record for a long time. Not just a European record. That is a mighty performance from Kambundje there. 7:67. It's still under the old mark. European record of 7:68 by Kalur. Phil, what a race. It was always going to be between those three. They all delivered. But Kambundje, I thought Visser got a brilliant start, but Kambundje there equally as good.
Without a doubt, as we look here and see Harala crashing to the track. But utterly superb textbook hurdling from both Visser and Kambundje there. Skrzydłowska just stuttering. I think she clipped a couple of hurdles. Kambundje absolutely flawless as she flies down this very quick track. And all credit as well, a national record to Nadine Visser. She had so many good runs in 2019 and 2021, now absolutely back to her best. And delight there for all three medalists. Rita Hurska, well, she came here as the defending champion. She's not going to be on the podium, but she did take a very valiant part in that contest as we look at Ditaji Kambundje. And by my reckoning, and Hannah England was popping a note under my nose, I make that the second all-time.
Third all-time. Tia Jones and Devon Charlton had that joint world record. Then Devon Charlton went quicker. But wow, what a run from Ditaji Kambundje.
But it is the fastest time in the world this year. Kambundje has just slotted herself into favourite position for those World Indoor Championships. There it is, Phil. Fabulous from Visser. I mean, no more could have been asked of the Dutch athlete.
Absolutely not. Kambundje 7:67, just to confirm that European record, wiping Susanna Kalur's time from almost 20 years ago off the record books. Nadine Visser 7:72, a national record, and a great run, very close to her personal best from the 2022 European champion outdoors, Pia Skrzydłowska. Well, Laura, you're alongside me. What did you think of that?
Wow, what a race. This was amazing to see. They crushed it all. It's just, this shows that if you are competitive to each other, you bring the best out of each other. So it's so good to see.
And you know what? Amidst all that, Phil, Sarah Lavin fourth, setting a season's best. Never got a sniff at the medals, but a brilliant run from the Irish athlete as well.
Delight for Pia Skrahowska as well, coming back after so many injury problems since 2022. I'm very pleased to see Skrahowska back on the podium as well.
Hello, I'm Leonardo Fabri, and you must subscribe to the European Athletics channel because otherwise I'm gonna fight you.